Hey, what's up, Deek? Frontman for the band Inverter, as I lose my voice. We've been in the studio lately. Got a new album out right now. Be sure to check it. That's not important, though, because this time on Live from a Treehouse, our very special guest, platinum recording artists, Tantric. I'm going to start by saying, Hugo, I used to be a DJ at WBCN in Boston for years.
Oh, yeah?
And I've interviewed you a couple times, but way back in the damn day.
Yeah,
so when I heard you guys were coming, I was psyched because I've met you before, and you actually were cool as hell, real nice dude. And in the string of, in the past, in my resume of interviewing bands, there's been quite a few douchebags.
Yeah,
so, and I'm sure you guys can speak
Let's go down the list. Number one.
For starters, you guys are on tour right now.
Yes.
And in promotion of a new album, or just out there to have some fun?
Promotion of a new record, honestly, or in
pre-promotion.
Yeah, pre-promotion. I mean, where the record is almost complete. It'll be complete this month. So we are already playing a couple of new tracks from that record. I'm excited about it. You know, things are good. We went through a lot of songs that I had written. You know, I mean, I probably wrote 2 or 3 records in this time period, but I think that the songs that are going on there are really making the composition of the record really good. You know, are they called records anymore?
No, that's the thing. I feel so dated. Album. I know it's an album. I guess still holds true, right?
So
a lot of people watch. I'm going to add too, and I've seen this comment in some of the videos when you're interviewed. They don't expect your voice to sound as it does. You're almost like the Portuguese Lemmy, or you have that deep gravelly.
I have a deep voice. As a matter of fact, people used to be like, "Should we get our money back?" If it was like if they
when you showed up,
or if they met me before, they're like, "Hugo, nice to meet you." I'm like, "How you doing?"
it's like Dickie Barrett meets yeah.
Like, dude, let's get our fucking money back. This fucking guy's
insane.
He's fucking spent.
Have you ever been approached to do any like voiceover work?
I have done a lot of voiceover.
Oh, you have? Okay, because I say you're very like a character voice, kind of. And Chuck Mosley, we were talking about him before. He was another guy who'd been approached for cartoons and stuff.
Yeah,
he had a very
I've
interesting
done a lot
voice.
of little commercials and stuff like that. Mostly creepy. Mostly, I'm a dirty old creep. Hey, kids.
Now the rest of you guys, I saw you guys, by the way, at Club Fete not that long ago in Rhode Island, and it was awesome. A great show. It was like it was like a Monday night or something, but there was a good crowd there. You guys sounded tight as hell. How did this lineup here come about? How were you guys?
Just baby Jesus working his magic powers.
Baby Jesus. 8 pound, 6 ounce, dear baby Jesus.
No, I mean, honestly, Troy came to me through my agent, right?
Uh-huh.
And then Troy pretty much connected these two together, and those two connected together. So Troy brought him, my agent brought Troy in, Troy brought him in, and he brought him in. So it kind of, but they all jammed together separately. They all knew each other and had jammed in separate things together. So they were used to each other. It was like a band in less than 90 seconds. I've gone through a lot of people, but you know, this feels like a band because everybody has a relationship prior to this, and that's good. You know, there's already some bonding that's important for, I think, just the longevity and excitement of any band.
I'll add too, it seems when you bring new members to a band that's been around for a while, that's known, you get a bunch of fans who are whining because people are resistant to change, but it brings in new elements too, I would feel.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. Our fans must be like the non-whiningest because they're already so used to it having different lineups and having records that have violin and records that don't have anything to do with that, and just, you know, they know pretty much we do whatever the fuck we want, and they flow with it, and you know, it's okay if you don't all like it, you know. So I try to do that I look in the mirror and I'm like, I'm proud of that, you know. And this band is a band I'm proud of, and as is this record.
1, 2.
Who knows which one of us to stay? Why think it's time for making it real again? Why know it's time to say goodbye, but if we try, we might get the thrill again. one of us will stay. Well, either way, no, we don't comprehend. Well, to put our differences apart, then we can start by making it real again. Well, how can we live in the past now? I'm trying to think the future. I cannot live in the past now. I'm trying to think the future. Well, I don't really care about it. Nothing stays the same. Well, I don't really care about it. Nothing seems to change. Well, I don't really care about it. Nothing stays the same. Well, I don't really care about it. Nothing seems to change. Who knows which one of us will need? Hard to conceive. We never fall again. Well, in the end, I know that you and me will finally breathe again. Well, I'm living in the past now. I'm trying to think the future. I cannot live in the past now. I'm trying to think the future. Well, I don't really care about it. Nothing stays the same. Well, I don't really care about it. Nothing seems to change. Well, I don't really care about it. Nothing stays the same. I don't really care about it. Nothing seems to change. Who are you? Take on a better way. Sometimes I feel like I wanna do. If I was you, I'd be trying to save myself. Well, I don't really care about it. Nothing stays the same. I don't really care about it. Nothing seems to change. Well, I don't really care about it. Nothing stays the same. I don't really care about it. Coxplin is the name of our new project.
But you know, in Google searches, that actually might work pretty well. You get some terms, just start lumping them together.
Yeah.
Like, what are the big Google search words?
Tantric, cock.
Cock, weed. You know, it's just this magnetic poetry album title. Now, you're talking about different elements in the album. You know, you had violin at one point in time, but
Yeah.
any surprises in the new one or any?
No, but I'll tell you one thing. You know, it's the sound is. It's always trying. You know, I don't know that I try, but I think it's just an updated sound, and it's still the same thing of everything that you like, but just kind of like a step forward, moving with
Modern
music.
with time.
Yeah. So I think it's got a really cool modern element to it. But it starts with good songs, and I think that it's got great songs in it. I mean, I really like the material that we were able to produce on this record.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you another question. You know, everyone has their song they're most proud of, or fan favorites. That track, "Live Your Life." You know, I think that's actually my favorite tune.
Yeah,
from
that's
you
one of my
guys.
favorites,
It's got a good, awesome drum beat in it too, which is fun to hear live. What's your least favorite Tantric song? Is there something you've never played or despise, or that was a mistake?
No, there's not any songs that I'm like, oh, this song is horrible, because you even love Your Ugly Children.
Yeah.
But to me, there's songs that translate well live, and just songs that are just like too slow, and that I've tried, but I can't really honestly think of one right off the top of my head. But I could go down the list and be like, no.
Yeah, well, like you said, some don't translate live, or some are kind of momentum killers. You gotta
They are.
carefully
they are.
pace a set.
And a well-designed set list is crucial. You have to anticipate people's ability to focus.
Especially if you're going on last, which a lot of times you guys are headlining. You can't open up or, with your biggest hit. So
No.
Troy, Patrick Farrell,
Yes.
TPF in the hip-hop world.
Oh, okay.
You need a big
I didn't know it was part of that
You need a
world.
big TPF gold chain. Feet to ass all the time.
I'm gonna go to wish.com.
So I saw you guys live, and you beat the crud of your drums, which is great. I'm a drummer. I've played like 25 years or so, and it's fun to see a drummer actually hit the drums. You know, whether he's getting endorsed by him or not, I don't know. I think you are, I would assume, because you play with a ton of different bands.
Yeah, I'm with Rock at Drumworks, but unfortunately, most of the time, we don't have the ability to bring out full production, so I'm beating out other people's drums kits.
Well, that's
the drum
great.
kids, they're not super happy about it.
Well, in some cases they might be. I've had some friends who are like, oh, the dude in Flaw used my drums, or ran a band, and then I'm never changing these heads again.
Guy in Tantric poured water all over my fucking.
Yeah.
I do a water thing, and they don't like it.
Oh, okay.
It's probably
on the cymbals, the old water?
Well, sometimes it's simple, sometimes it's on the drums. It looks great.
Dave Grohl of Nirvana used to do that a lot in the Toms water, or the Twisted Sister glitter on the Toms thing.
Just do them on your drums. Don't do them on other people's drums.
I gotcha, yeah. No, but I was watching you.
Don't care, though.
I was watching your playing style, and I've seen a couple videos online of, some of the other projects you're involved with, and you have a very, four on the floor, straightforward, just, hard, solid style, which, of course, easy comparisons would be Bonham and such, but I was watching you playing, it reminds me a little bit of Tommy Aldridge, who played with Whitesnake. I just want to know who you grew up with, what kind of inspired you drumming-wise.
Well,
Tommy Aldridge.
Easy answer out.
Growing up in Chicago, Vic Fox from Enough's Enough was they were kind of local heroes, and they were just breaking out on the scene and getting MTV radio play and video play and all that good stuff. So I grew up watching those guys in the mid '80s before they really hit, and so I've been watching Vic for 30 years or whatever. And he's a kind of a flashy Tommy Lee kind of guy. Less is more, plays for the songs, and that's kind of the school I grew up in. My brother's a bass player, so
don't overdo it.
He always taught me to play, for the song and not necessarily for yourself. So
more or less Portnoy, more Phil Rudd.
For the song, John.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, a side question here. Okay, Enough's Enough. Is that story true about Chips Enough and Madonna that I've heard so much about?
Allegedly it is, yeah.
I don't know if we should talk about that here, if content-wise it's really appropriate.
Didn't he pee on her or something?
Yeah. That's a story that went around forever.
My boy Chip, I hail you, bro.
And actually, segue right here, you were on Maverick Records at one point in time, which wasn't that Madonna's imprint?
My ex-boss, dude.
Oh, man.
No, I think that the story is that she wanted him to. It was a request.
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
If that's made up, it's like genius PR in a way.
He told that story on Howard Stern, so I would think that
Madonna tells you to piss on
it would be
right.
I mean, Madonna's
Piss right on.
Yeah. Now you guys, in terms of other bands you might be involved with, because I know you have another band with John Corabi and a couple others you've played with.
It's something we put together back in 2010, and as long as we can all kind of align our schedules, which is very rare these days, we go out and do some gigs, as Lost Angels, and it's got Eric Brittingham and Eric Dover, who's in Slash's Snake Pit and Jellyfish and stuff like that. So only on rare occasions these days, so it's good. Everybody's kind of busy doing their real gigs,
You guys, what about you in terms of other bands, or where are you coming from?
He plays in more bands than I do, but we're both Philly boys.
Oh, okay.
We both play in Mach 22. That's our hometown gig, and then I play with Chad Jenkins' band. You have a million other
I play
brothers.
a band called On Top, Mother, Mach 22 with them.
All right.
All sorts of bands.
What's fun is all you guys, Tantrics, it's not like going to see Morbid Angel or anything like that, but I'd seen you a long time ago, but you guys back then were like 18 years old or whatever when you first started. You were, fresh-faced young lad.
Yes, fresh-faced.
In the game. Not that you're not now.
In the future, look
No, but you guys bring a lot of stage presence to the show. How do you bring that all the time? I mean, I saw you like on a Monday night in Rhode Island, and especially you, but you guys are, I hate to use the term rocking out. It's such a lame, cliche term. But you guys bring a lot of energy to the stage, almost more so than a band genre-wise, that I would expect.
Right. Well, thank God for them.
Oh, yeah?
Because that allows me to, just give it a little spurts, Now, I mean, like I said, it's banned in 60 seconds. But like I said, these guys have a relationship together prior to me. I mean, now their life is a lot better because I'm in it.
He can say that modestly.
Yeah. In every
Say that
aspect.
very modest. Very modest.
Says it at least 4 times a day.
I've become a father since I've joined the band.
I'm like, where did I put my eyebrow?
Now, a lot of bands have to do it these days. You know, gas is getting more expensive again. Venues just, it doesn't matter what size your band is, they just don't pay anything anymore. A lot of venues won't feed you, they won't give you beer, they're just cheap as heck.
Except the chop shop.
We had lobster.
yeah.
We had lobster.
Lobster?
Last night.
Steak.
Lobster.
Steak.
Was it like
potatoes,
McDonald's lobster?
corn lunch,
Oh, yeah.
Lobster.
Oh, it was
ate
ridiculous.
lobster,
And a whole pizza after that. Yeah.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, there are a few out there that still take care of their bands that are traveling.
Okay,
There
well-
are very few, but there are.
What are the tricks to keeping it real / real?
Oh, you have
Inexpensive.
no choice but to keep it real. You know.
Well, because a lot of people. I'm not trying to ruin the magic here or lift the veil, but a lot of people who are naive think like all these bands traveling have record deals. They're living the lap of luxury. You know, it's like all these hip hop dudes. They talk about the money they have, but they really don't.
Yeah.
So for any bands out there, there's got to be. You guys are seasoned vets. You know, how do you make it happen?
Well, it's definitely a business, and you got to look at numbers and look at what's there and what your possible
I
expenses
basically
are,
just
you know?
go, hey, Troy.
But some bands doing this kind of a run would try and be in a tour bus, and they're going home and they're owing somebody money. You know? We like to go home and have a few bucks in our pockets, so we can keep doing it and keep doing these other things that we need to do. So you got to work smarter and not harder. You know?
There's a great article by Steve Albini, if you ever read, about the band Therapy, which breaks down dime by dime them touring in a bus when they shouldn't have, and how little money or how much they actually lost.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, like I said, I'm not trying to paint a lesser picture here, but it's just cool to hear some realness from people on the road, because it's not this glamorous life often. You guys are busting your butts.
Yeah.
So you guys have quite a lengthy tour coming up right now, and you join up with, I saw Puddle of Mudd, Saving Abel, a couple other bands soon, right?
Yeah. So this is called the Redemption Tour. It seems like it's been going on for. Tantric was out on our Redemption Tour. That's what we call it.
We're all redeeming
And
ourselves.
then this package tour came out with Puddle of Mudd and Saving Abel, and the agency decided that was a good name, and it was fitting for Puddle of Mudd and Wes.
Yes.
Who's coming out of his own.
He's had some tough times.
He's got his own redeeming to do, which he has been. Quite famously, he's been awesome, and so we see them again later in the week and throughout the year, and then we've got another big tour coming up in the fall with a couple other bands. I don't know if we can say this yet.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Yeah, we can.
Soil,
Soil, yes.
and Saliva,
Yes.
Puddle, Mud, and Tantric,
oh, wow.
and that's called the Resurrection Tour, and it's booking August and September of this year.
I was just talking to Tim King from Soil just the other day. We're putting together this kind of scene comp thing, and Soil's actually doing one of the tracks of something we're putting together.
Oh,
They're a
cool.
phenomenal band live, so that should be a heck of a tour. What else is next for Tantric, on the map aside from that tour? When's the album drop again, the new?
Well, we're actually, at the end of these 2 weeks, we're going to go wrap that whole album up, put a nice bow on it, and then I would imagine shortly after that, I mean, everybody's pretty excited, including the label, about getting it out.
Is this through Pavement?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, they got some cool bands. I know like Head PE and trying to think a couple other really good bands. Powerman 5000's been putting out stuff through them as well.
Yeah.
That's
No,
it.
man, if you want to follow us like on Facebook, it's facebook.com/Tantric. I mean, that's basically our main way of communicating with fans and stuff. So there it is. Thank you for supporting us over the years. Buy a record.
Yeah, cool. Hey, Tantric, the guys in Tantric, once again, thank you so much for coming out here.
Appreciate it.
Let's order some pizza, drink some beers.
Exactly.
Hey, you want to do it for me?
Yeah, dude, I totally will. Boom. Fingerprint it.